Hi, welcome. For today's class, we are going to be using some gliders. If, like me, you don't have any gliders at home, you can always use pages of a magazine. You can just tear them out and fold them up. You can use a paper, you can use some towels, anything that's going to slide on the surface. So once you have those, you can just place them off to the side. We're going to start with a bit of breathing, standing. You want to have your feet about hip width apart, hands around your rib cage, taking a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Another breath. And exhale. Good. Going here for 2 more. Breathing in towards the back of your ribs. Exhale, wrapping that waist in, engaging those front upper abs, keeping those front ribs knitted together. Inhale towards the back of your ribs. And exhale. 1 more. After that last breath, you can let your arms relax by your side. You can start with your feet about hip width distance apart. Keep your toes pointing straight forward. Exhale, sending your butt down and back in space. Press into your heels and stand. So again, for that squat, make sure your hips and butt go back. Your knees bend over your heel and ankles as much as possible. That's going to get the work to come from the back of your legs and your glutes as you stand. We're going to do 8 more here, nice and slow, going at your own pace. Making sure that when you come down into your squat, you don't let your knees come in towards each other or move out the sides. You're not letting your toes also slowly open out to the sides. Keep everything lined up so your knees are tracking with the second and third toes. Beautiful here for 4. We're going to hold it down in 2. Keep it low on this last one. Hold it. Make sure you're drawing those low abs up into your spine. You're finding length here in your back. So again, crown of your head and your tailbone are pulling away from each other. And we're going to go for some pulses. Down an inch and up. Down an inch and up. Sinking deeper into that squat and then pressing into your heels to lift that tiny inch. For 8, 7, 6. Again, keep your knees tracking with your second and third toes. For 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. We're holding it for 10 seconds. Maybe you can sink a little deeper if that feels good for you. Keep those low abs drawing in. Excellent. We just got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand all the way up. You're going to stand at the end of your mat. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, tuck your chin, rolling all the way down, letting your hands come down onto the mat. And then you're walking all the way out into your plank, holding it here. Keep your pelvis lightly tucked forward. Hands are underneath your shoulders, about as wide as your shoulders as well. We're going to do a quick little scapular push-up. So keep your arms straight as you let your chest sink down, shoulder blades draw together, and then press into the sides of your hands, lift your chest away. Feel your shoulder blades shrug together, and then separate. For 6, 5, 3, 2, and after that last one, you can bring your knees down. Nice deep breath. Make sure again you got your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're in this nice quadruped position. Taking a deep breath, you're going to inhale, let your tailbone flare back, arching your spine down towards the mat and lifting your chest away. And exhale, Reverse that arch so your spine is curling up towards the ceiling like an angry cat. We're going to do 2 more of this cat-cow, getting a bit of movement in your spine. Last one. And coming right back into neutral. Again, feeling the crown of your head and tailbone reaching long away from each other. You're going to reach that right arm long, left leg long. Hold it here for a second. Feel like someone is pulling your heel and your fingertips away from each other, helping you find length in that line. Lift your chest by pressing into the heel and pinky side of your left hand. And then slowly switch, trying to minimize the shift happening in your body as we lift left arm and right leg. Again, finding that length, finding that lift, and switch. And switch. We're going to do 6 more to each side. I want you to hold your arm and leg in that lift for a nice breath, reaching a little further, and then change sides. Three more to each side. Keep drawing your belly button up and in towards your spine. Next time you have your right arm and left leg long, you're going to hold it there. You're going to bend your knee and elbow to tap towards each other as you arch your spine up towards the ceiling, and then come back into neutral as you reach your arm and leg long. We're going to go for 8. And 7. Again, feeling your fingertips and toes reaching long away from each other and lifting your chest by pressing that left hand. 4, 5. 4. 3. 2. On this last one, you're going to hold that arm and leg long, open them an inch out, and in. Keep lifting those low abs up, keep lifting that chest away for 5. Opening that arm and leg like a windshield here for 3. 2. 1. Carefully bring that arm and leg down. We're switching sides. Left arm, right leg. And we're going to go for that flexion, elbow, knee tap. For 8. And 6. 4. 2. Hold it after this last one, opening that arm and leg an inch out and in. Out and in for 6. 5. 3. 2. Last one. Bring that arm and leg down. Nice deep breath. We got one last variation here. We're going to combine those 2 movements. So you're going to reach that right arm, left leg long. Flex forward here. Elbow and knee tap. Then when you reach your arm and leg out, you open them an inch out. We're going to do 7 more. 5. 3, 1, and then switching sides. Flex as you tap. Find your neutral and then abduct at your arm and leg. Last 6, keep lifting that chest away here, pressing into that right hand. 4, 2, and after that last one, bring that arm and leg down. Nice deep breath. So here I'm going to fold my yoga mat just so I have a little bit of room for my legs to do that bridging with the gliders. You're going to grab your gliders or pieces of paper or towels, whatever you have. Place them on the floor and then lie on your back. Good. So this is already going to start to work your hamstring, just trying to keep your feet in place as we start with these bridges. Have your arms long beside you on the mat here for a bit of support. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to tuck your pelvis, curl your pubic bone up and in towards your face, then press into your heels and come up into your bridge. Squeezing your glutes, keeping that pelvis tucked. Inhale, and then as you exhale, melt all the way back down. Good. Nice and steady, going at your own pace. You want to make sure that you're lifting your tailbone off first, then each vertebrae follows going up your spine. But as you melt, you reverse that. We've got 10 more. Making sure you don't go so high that you start to pinch in your low back. You want to focus here on keeping that pelvis super tucked so all the work stays in your glutes. Beautiful. Last 6. Four. 2. And on this next one, you're going to hold that bridge, keep that pelvis tucked. You're just going to reach your right leg long and then draw it back in. Left leg long and draw it back in. Trying to keep your pelvis nice and steady. I want you to feel like you're pressing your heel down into the floor and dragging it back in so you feel your hamstring working here. We're creating that extra resistance for your muscles. Awesome, glider. Last 4 to each side. We've got 2. Final 1 to each side. And once that left leg is back in, you can melt all the way back down, taking a nice deep breath. We got 2 variations left here. So fix your gliders if you need to. Mine are starting to go a little rogue. Okay. And then once you have them set, you're going to come back up into your bridge, holding it at the top. We're gonna go for some hip hinges first. So you're gonna stick your butt out 2 inches towards the mat, so your spine comes down into neutral, and then you re-tuck your pelvis to lift your hips up. So hinge and lift. 4, 6, 5. Keeping those front ribs knitted together as you hinge. 4, 4. 2. And after that last one, you're going to hold that bridge at the top. We're going to combine that hinge with your single leg extension, alternating from side to side. So you're going to hinge, send your right leg long. Really press into both heels as you lift your hips back up and draw that right leg in. Switching sides, hinge, and left leg goes long. And then lift. We're going to do 6 more to each side. Beautiful. 4. Again, keep your hands down here if you want a little extra support coming from your arms so you don't automatically lock in on your low back. 2 more to each side. Final one. And you're going to hold it here last bit. I want you to send both legs out long and draw them back in. Again, here you want to think about keeping your pelvis super tucked. Keep it your bridge low if you need to, and only send your legs as far as it feels good for you. We're going to do 7, 6, 5. Your hamstrings should probably be on fire at this point. I know mine are. 3, 2, 1. Really tug that pelvis. Lift your hips for an inhale. And then exhale to melt all the way back down. Good. You can bring your knees in towards your chest. Just rock from side to side to get a nice low back release. Excellent. And from here, you're going to stay in the supine position. I want you to bring your hands behind your head. Keep and your head heavy in your hands. Knees are going to come up into tabletop, so your knees are just above your hips, 90-degree bend. Again, if your hip flexors are a bit sensitive, just do a floppy tabletop. That's going to help release some tension. And we're start with just a bit of curl ups here. So exhale to curl up. Inhale to rest your head back down. You're only lifting to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades and then relaxing down, feeling like your elbows are pulling forward. That's going to get your triceps, your serratus, and your upper abs to support your head and neck here. Your nose is trying to reach up and over your knees, so that way we don't crunch our chin down into our chest. We've got 6. 3. 'Beautiful. After this last one, rest your head down. We're going to add a twist with that curl up. So you're going to lift your chest and then twist to the left. Center, come down, then lift and twist to the right. Doing 6 to each side. Thinking about your armpit reaching up and over to your opposite knee. So we're really getting those obliques to work here. Last 3 to each side. Final 1 to each side. And once you're evened out to the right, nice deep breath here at the bottom. We're going to curl up and go for single leg extensions. So as your chest lifts, send your right leg out long, and then draw it back in. And switch. Left leg goes long, and then draw back in. Beautiful. The lower you send that leg, the more work your abs will be doing. Last 4 to each side. Two. Final 1. Beautiful. Rest your head back down. Nice deep breath. We're going to add a little extra in here. So as you curl up, twist the left and send your right leg long. Come back to center and rest as that leg draws in. Then switch. Four, 5. And 3. Final 1 to each side. Excellent. Nice deep breath here. Last variation. We're going to do a triple cross with your leg extended. So you're going to curl up, send that right leg long, twist to the left, twist to the right, twist to the left again, come back to center, rest your head as your leg comes in, and switch. Left leg goes long as you twist to the right, twist to the left, twist to the right, one more, center, and draw that leg in. We're going to do 6 of these on each side, going at your own pace. Feel free to take a break whenever you need to. Beautiful here. Last 4 to each side. And 2 to each side. Final set. And after that last one, you can bring your knees in towards your chest. Nice deep breath. That was really good. We're going to carefully come all the way up, grabbing those sliders once more. You want them near you. So first, we're going to start with some squats here. So again, feet are about hip width apart, toes pointing straight forward. You're sending your butt down and back in space, and then pressing up. Doing 8 here. Looking good. 4, 6. and 4. We're going to hold it down in 3, 2. Keep it low on this last one. We're going to start nice and slow here. I want you to feel like you're pressing your right foot deeper to the floor, feeling that right leg activate a little bit more, and then switch. Feel like you're putting a bit more pressure on that left foot. We're not really doing a lot of movements in our upper body or our legs. It's more of the intention, switching from side to side. I want you to see how you can connect your brain into your muscle, getting them to activate a little bit more, even though you're not really moving much. And then bit by bit, we're going to start making this movement a little bit bigger. So we start kind of swaying a little bit more to the right. Again, that right leg turns on a bit more. And then super slow and small sway to the left. Left leg activates. Excellent. Good. Keeping that spine nice and long. Keep those low abs drawing up and in towards your spine. We're going to make this next sweep to the right so big that you place all the weight in your right foot. You can keep your left toes either gently tapping on the floor, just there for some feedback. If you want to make it a bit more challenging, you can lift those right toes off. Good. We're going to go for some single leg squats here. So sink a tiny inch deeper and then stand. Down into your squat. And stand. Going here for 6. And 4. Still trying to send all the weight back towards your heel. We're going to hold it in 2. Keeping it low, and this last one as low as feels good for you, and tiny pulses down an inch and up, down an inch and up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it low here on this last one just for 5 seconds. Can you sink a tiny bit deeper, drawing those low abs in for 3 and 2. Last one. Beautiful. Bring your left foot down. Nice deep breath. We're going to sway on over to that left side. Make sure you have your left foot again lined up with that left hip. Right toes can gently tap on the floor. And sink a little deeper here. I want you to feel that left leg activate. Good. If you want that challenge, your right toes can come all the way off the floor. Sink an inch down. And then stand for those single leg squats. Beautiful here. For 7. And 6. We've got 4, 3, 2. Keeping it low on this last one, going for those pulses down an inch and up, down an inch and up. By having your right toes just tapping down on the floor, we're giving your body some feedback for these last 3, helping it find a bit of balance for 2. And you're going to hold it down this last one, nice and low, low abs in. Sink a tiny bit deeper here for 3 and 2. Last one. Excellent. Standing all the way up. We're going to grab our gliders, and we're going to start here with our left side. So left foot is going to be on that glider. I want you to have a slight external rotation of your legs. So heels point in, toes point out. And we're going to go for some side squats. You're going to send your butt down and back in space, as your right knee bends and your left leg goes out to the side straight. Press into that right heel as you straighten your right leg and draw that left leg back in. Left leg slides as you squat and press back up. So here we're also getting a bit of inner thigh work. 4, 6. And 4. 2. Holding it low on this last one. You're going to bend that left knee in and reach it out long. Left knee in, reaching it out long. 4, 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And come all the way up. We're going to switch sides. So now you're going to have that left foot steady, right foot is on the slider, slight external rotation, getting that rotation to come from your thigh bone, not just your knee or ankle. That way you have your knee, second and third toes all lined up with your hip. Nice deep breath, and again, left knee bends, you squat down, send that right foot out, and then draw it back in. I'm just gonna open this all the way up. Clearly does not want to be folded. So still pressing into that left heel as you draw back in. Going here, 4, 5. And 3. Holding it down this last one. Beautiful, keep those low abs in. Bending that right knee in and reaching it out. Right knee in and out. 4, 5. 4. 3. 2. After that last one, come all the way back up. Beautiful. Nice deep breath there. You're going to take those sliders, and again, we're going to place them on the floor by your end of the mat. This time, I want you to start sitting. Fingertips are going to point away from you. You want to kind of play around here with how wide you want your arms. If you have pretty tight shoulders like me, you want to go a little wider. If you want to kind of challenge yourself for a bit of stretch in your shoulders, or you have pretty flexible shoulders, you can have your hands closer in. Start with your knees bent, hands behind you. You're going to press into your hands and lift your hips off. Actually, I lied. You're going to have your fingertips pointing forward and towards you. Good. So once you have your hands set, feet set, we're going to go for a little bit of tricep dip. So you're going to bend your elbow and then straighten. Elbows bend and straighten. 4, 6. Try to keep them bending back in space, staying narrowed in by your waist. 4, 4. 3. 2. Hold it here. Send that right leg long, draw it back in. Left leg long, draw it back in. Excellent. Again, thinking about pressing those heels down into the floor and dragging your leg back in. 4, 4 to each side. 2. Final one to each side. Excellent. Coming all the way back in, sitting down. Keep the sliders on the floor. You're going to turn so that you're on your hands and knees. Nice and careful here. Make sure you have your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to go for some mountain climbers using those sliders. So press all the way out so you're in your plank. Keep your spine long. Keep pressing your hands down into the mat. Bend your right knee in and switch. Right knee in and switch. Beautiful here. We're going to do this just for 20 seconds. So you can go at your own pace. If you want to go a little faster, feel free to do so. If you want to go super slow, taking your time, again, at your own pace for 10 more seconds. 5, 3, 2, make sure you're evened out here, and then carefully come all the way down. Nice deep breath. Keep the sliders there. You're going to turn around, this time facing those sliders. Hands on them. We're going to go for a kneeling plank. So here, I want you to keep your pelvis slightly tucked forward. You're pressing into your hands. Excellent. And all you're going to do is send your right arm forward, drawing it back in. Left arm forward, draw it back in. So here, only send your arm as far as you can keep your shoulders steady. You don't want to let your shoulder kind of shift down with that arm. You want to make sure that you are stabilizing your shoulders using your core so that this is a completely controlled movement. 3 more to each side. Last one. Have your arms a little wider here. We're going to go for a bicep push-up. 4, 6. Elbows are bending wide. 3. And after that last one, carefully coming up, nice deep breath. Good. So we're going to take those sliders. One final glute exercise here and then a final plank. We're going to go for some lunges. So I want you to start with your right foot steady. You're going to have your left foot on the slider. So here, have your heel lifted, have your toes pressing down on that glider. You're going to start with your feet, again, about hip width apart. Straighten that left leg back. Heel is still propped up. You're going to bend your right knee as you glide down, pressing into that right heel to stand and draw that left leg back in. So left leg moves back. Again, you're bending your knee over your heel, sending your butt back in space, and then pressing into the right heel. So we're using that right butt to lift you up. We're going to do 8. Making sure that your hips are squared off here. So if anything, think about sending your right hip slightly back, left hip a touch forward. 4, 5. 2. Holding it low on this last one. Beautiful. You're going to bend that left knee in and send it back. You're keeping that right leg super steady. We're doing these scooters, keeping your chest steady as well. 4, 4. 3, 2, 1. Hold on this last one, pulsing down inch and up, down inch and up. 4, 5. 4. Pressing from that right heel. 4, 2. After that last one, standing all the way up. Excellent. We're going to switch sides. Left foot is steady. That's going to be your stabilizing side. Right toes are on the glider. Heel is lifted. Right leg is nice and straight. Move it slightly back so you feel your heel popped off here. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to lunge down, bending that left knee over your heel and ankle, then pressing into that left heel to stand and draw that right leg back in. As you lunge down, think about sending your chest slightly forward. That's going to keep your spine in line with that right leg, so we're not flexing or overextending in that low back. For 7. Last 5. 3. And on this next one, you're going to hold that lunge down as low as feels good for you. Going for that scooter, bending your right knee in and sending it back out. Right knee in and back out. For 7. 6, trying to keep as much weight in that left foot as possible. 5. 3. And on this next one, you're going to hold that right knee bent, pulsing down an inch and up. Again, using more of that left butt for these pulses, pressing from that left heel for 4. And 3. Last 2. After that last one, you're standing all the way back up. Nice deep breath. Move that glider so it's by the end of your mat. Last thing here. So we're going to go for a mountain climber, but with a twist. I want you to first start on all fours. Don't have your toes tucked on the gliders just yet. We're going to do a little bit of prep. So your hands are about shoulder width apart. They're underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath your hips, and you have your toes tucked on the mat or floor. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, draw those low abs up into your spine and hover your knees off. Hold it here for 10 seconds. Keep your collarbones wide. Keep your spine long. And then slowly come back down. We're going to do this one more time, and then we're doing our final plank. Exhale, drawing those low abs in. Hovering your knees off. Nice long line. And then carefully come back down. Beautiful. So here I want you to place your left foot, left toe specifically, on that glider and send your left leg long. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to hover that right knee off. Move a little back if you need to here so you have some room. You're going to straighten your right leg as your left knee comes in. And then switch. Keeping that right leg lifted the entire time for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and carefully come down. Beautiful. We're switching sides. If your wrists are feeling sensitive, feel free to have your fists on the mat instead. Right toes will be on that glider. Right leg goes long. Again, find a bit of engagement in that right glute. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, hover that left knee off. And doing that gliding here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Whew, nice deep breath. We're going to go for a little Child's pose here. If, like me, you folded your mat, feel free to unfold it once more. Knees are nice and wide. Sitting back into your heels and reaching your arms long. Beautiful here. So here you kind of want to think about having your heels together, toes apart. You're leaning back into your heels, getting a nice little kind of frog stretch here. And then you're going to move out. Keep your knees wide open, heels together, finding a bit of extra stretch in your inner thighs. And then move back into that child's pose. And out. And child's pose. Beautiful. Bring your knees back in. Legs straight. You're lying down on your stomach. We're going to go for that ab stretch. Taking a deep inhale. And exhale, pressing into your hands, lifting your chest away. And lowering back down. One more time. And exhale, lift. Coming back into that child's pose, but this time reaching your right hand underneath that left arm. Nice stretch there. And switch. Beautiful. Come to sitting. We're gonna go for a diamond stretch here. So have the soles of your feet together, kind of like they're praying. Knees bent. You can press your knees a little further down with your elbows as you exhale and send your chest forward. After that last breath, we're going to lie down once more, going for a figure four, just to kind of stretch out the side of your hips and butt. You're going to cross your left ankle over that right knee, hands behind your thigh, taking a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, bringing that right thigh further in towards your chest. Again, for a little extra stretch, you can press your left elbow into that left knee and press your knee away from you as your right thigh comes in. One more breath here. And switch. Right ankle over that left knee, hands behind your left thigh, taking it. Sinking deeper into a stretch. That's allowing your muscle to kind of relax into the stretch instead of gripping, which would cause more injury and do more damage than good. One more breath here. Beautiful. And after that last breath, you guys can just lie here for a little bit, or you can come all the way up. So this is our full body flow for today, again using just the gliders. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, again, feel free to reach out, and I hope you guys enjoy your day.